So a few weeks ago, I entered the GMTK Game Jam 2022. It was my first game jam ever, and right after submitting that game, I ended up realizing that I had already joined another game jam. I went into each of these game jams with a completely different approach. So here's what I learned. So I started out with this idea for the GMTK Game Jam. It was actually an idea that I had quite a few years ago called 9 Lives. It was about 3 cats that had their own stories that were intertwined. It was a puzzle platformer, and it was going to be a lot of fun. We actually, you guys might remember this because we actually started a team to work on this game. We didn't really get that far, and unfortunately, it kind of fell apart. So I decided that I would take that idea of 9 Lives and merge it with the theme of the GMTK Jam. And the theme was Roll of the Dice. Okay, so now I had a problem. How do I merge my original game idea, the 2D platforming cat game, and a dice game? I brainstormed for a while, and I came up with a solution. I would make the player the dice. The sides of the dice would be different cats. Each cat would have their own abilities. So with that in mind, and with that plan, I started setting up my project. So it didn't really work out that well. Don't get me wrong though, I'm really happy with what I was able to get done during the game jam. I didn't think I was actually gonna be able to finish it because nearing the end, I realized I overestimated the amount of time I would have, having never done a game jam for 2 days. And but I was able to get through it. I pushed through it. I was able to get it done. In the game, you can go from the start to the end. And so that's a victory in my book. But in the context of the jam, it really didn't do well. It was not ranked well. So I thought about it for a while, and this is what I learned. Keep it simple. Yeah, it's nothing new. You guys probably have heard it before. Almost certainly you've heard it before. But it is accurate, and it's something I never really thought about in the context of game development and of game jams. But I took a minute, I went back, I looked at all my favorite games from the jam, so the games that I was rating, and I realized that really one aspect that they all shared, at least in one category, whether it was aesthetics, it was level design, it was mechanics, it was just the overall idea, everything had at least one aspect of simplicity. It was simple. And I never really noticed that before. But I was so intent on merging the GMTK theme with my 9 Lives idea that I kind of overcomplicated everything, and it kind of made a mess. And it wasn't simple at all. So that's what that overcomplication kind of led a lot of people to comment about how unfun it was or the problems that there were. And it was a mess. But that is not where this story ends. While I was rating some GMTK games, I realized that I had actually joined another game jam, the MechJam 3. It was a 7-day game jam where 5 days had already lapsed and I had nothing to show for it. So with this new minimalist perspective and only 2 days left, I decided to go for it. I went ahead and started my second ever game jam. I decided early on to learn from my mistakes and to make this game simple. So I had simple mechanics, simple level, and simple art. So I was able to pull it off. I was able to finish my game before the time limit, and I think I was able to find something that was pretty fun. I mean, the gameplay loop I think is pretty fun. You're a robot. There's enemy robots trying to attack you. If they touch you, you die. So you shoot them down. But if you shoot at the human who's panicking and running around the arena, then you also lose. So you have to make sure you don't shoot the human, but you shoot the robots. And so now it kind of turns the whole challenge on its head, and you're just trying to see how long you can last in the arena, trying to rack up as many points as you can. And that's a fun and addictive gameplay loop that you see in a lot of mobile games. So it's definitely something that I think worked out really well. So when I compare these two games, I see some massive improvements. But at the same time, I still learned another lesson. Create universal processes. Because I spent so much time recreating scripts or redoing things that I've done in the past for these two game jams, and even things that I did in one game jam, I still recreated in the next game jam, even though it was just a day apart. And so if I had that universal process, or that, you know, those things that speed up development, I could have saved hours of work. So keep it simple and create universal processes. I'll be back for the GMTK Jam 2023. And until then, I'll keep practicing. I'll keep training by participating in other game jams. So if that's something you're interested in and you want to watch me go through those, and you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. It really does help out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.